let's talk about a huge update for anyone in the mutual fund space here in India. AMFI, the industry's governing body, has just rolled out a brand new master circular. And you should think of this as the single definitive rulebook for every mutual fund distributor. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know. So are you thinking about it? If the answer is yes, or hey, maybe you're already a distributor, then you've got to stick around for this. We're about to walk through the official guide to getting started and, more importantly, how to stay on the right side of the rules. And you might be asking, why the change? Well, for a long time, the rules were kind of like a tangled web. But now, they've finally been streamlined. All those old circulars, gone. They're replaced by this single, comprehensive document. Knowing what's inside is absolutely key to operating correctly. So let's start with the absolute basics. What exactly is this new rulebook, and why did they even create it? Well, to put it simply, AMFI's goal was to cut through years and years of cluttered, sometimes confusing guidelines. This is it, the AMFI Master Circular. It's the new unified playbook for everyone. So instead of trying to juggle dozens of old circulars, now everything you need to know is right here in one place. Its whole purpose is just to provide clarity and, honestly, to make your life easier. Okay, so you're ready to jump in? What's the very first step? Let's talk about the starting line for every single MFD's journey, getting that all-important license. First off, we got to speak the language, right? You're going to see these acronyms everywhere. AMFI is the regulator. You're the MFD, the distributor. Your license is your ARN. And if you have employees who are out there selling funds, they each get their own unique EUIN. Pretty simple, right? Now, here are the two big, non-negotiable steps to get in the game. First, you have to pass the NISM certification exam. That's the baseline knowledge test. Once you've got that certificate, you go online with AMFI to apply for your official ARN. That number, that's your ticket to operate. Okay, so you've got your license. Awesome. Now comes one of the most critical compliance points. And believe me, it's one where a lot of people slip up. What you can and what you absolutely cannot call yourself. You know, this quote from SEBI just says it all. Your business name cannot even hint at a role you're not registered for. The entire goal here is crystal clear. Eliminate any possible confusion for the investor. Now look at this. The distinction is so clear. On the left, you see what's okay. Distributor, investment services, it's all about execution. But on the right, what's forbidden? Advisor, wealth manager. See, those terms are reserved for SEBI-registered investment advisors. You are a distributor, so your name has to reflect that. It's black and white. And the rules get even more specific. Listen, this isn't a suggestion, it's a command. This exact tagline, AMFI Registered Mutual Fund Distributor, has to be on everything. I mean, your business card, your website, your emails, even the sign on your office door. It's all about mandatory transparency and professionalism. All right, let's keep going. Many MFDs start out as individuals, but as they get successful, they want to grow into a formal company. Now, in the past, this was a massive headache. It could literally bring your business to a halt. This is the million-dollar question for any growing MFD, right? The old way forced you to cancel your individual license before you could even get your new company license active. It created this huge disruptive gap in your business and, of course, your commission flow. It was a real problem. Well, the new circular introduces this just beautiful solution, the provisional ARN. And honestly, this is a game changer. It's a temporary license for your new company that lets you get all the back-end stuff done, like getting impaneled with fund houses and transferring your assets, all while your individual business is still up and running. The process is now totally seamless. So you apply for the provisional ARN, you use that to get your new company all set up with the asset management companies, and then you arrange for the transfer of your client's assets. And only when everything is perfectly ready to go do you make the final switch. You cancel the old individual ARN, and your new company one becomes active. No disruption, no lost business. It's fantastic. Now, there is a deadline. You've got a 6-month window from the day you apply to get this entire process done and get the new ARN activated. It's a pretty generous amount of time, but you have to know it's a hard deadline that you've absolutely got to keep an eye on. The circular also clears up the rules for distributors who might be working in different markets or with more specialized products. So let's just quickly touch on these. This table really sums it up perfectly. A regular MFD, you need the NISM Series 5A exam, and that license is good for 3 years. An overseas distributor, or OD, actually doesn't need the exam, but here's the catch. They can only sell to clients who are outside India. Their registration is perpetual. And for specialized investment funds, or SIFs, well, you need another, more advanced exam, and you have to already be a regular MFD to even be eligible. So, after going through all of these details, let's just bring it all together. Why does mastering this new circular even matter? Because look, it's not just a set of rules. It's your blueprint for building a successful and, just as importantly, a compliant business. So let's boil it all down to the absolute essentials you have to take away. First, there is now one rulebook. This is your single source of truth. Second, get licensed. The NSAM exam and your ARN are mandatory. Third, your name really, really matters. You're a distributor, not an advisor, and you have to use that tagline. And finally, you can grow seamlessly by using that new provisional ARN to go from an individual to a company without any disruption. Look, the path forward is clearer than it has ever been before. The guidelines are all in one place, and the processes are so much more streamlined. The framework is there for you. So the only real question left is the one right there on your screen.